Hello, everyone. Hello, and Equinox blessings. What a beautiful moment, exactly at this time that I'm recording this video. The equinox is taking place, and I just want to take a moment to feel into the land where I find myself and invite you to feel into the land where you find yourself. Feeling into the network of roots, the mycelium network present in the fertile soil. Feel into your lineages. Feel into your um, eco-ancestors, the rocks, the trees, the plants, the animals, the landscape where you find yourself. So not only the human ancestors from the land where you currently is, not only your own blood ancestors, but also the eco ancestors, the ancestors of, the mineral kingdom or kingdom, the plant kingdom, all that is organic, because the trees, the rocks, the oceans, the sea, the lakes, the mountains, the crystals are also our ancestors. So let's just take a moment to feel, to breathe this interconnectedness, this web, this organic web, that we are part of it from the human perspective, but also from the matter, being that matter. The root of this word is mater, from the Latin mother. So feel into your matter as you feel held in part of this mother mind, this Rahma consciousness, this womb consciousness, that we are all part of it. And as the sun passes the equator and we have this sort of 0 point of equal day and equal night that has been celebrated by our ancestors, by ancient civilizations. In fact, today is also the Persian New Year, which is called Nowruz. So that's a tradition that has remained present despite everything that had been through in Persia, Iran, and what is currently unfolding there right now. So right at this moment, exact moment, Persians all over the world are coming together to celebrate the Persian New Year, Nowruz, but to also grieve what has been unfolding. And actually, that's something that I want to also bring it up, because as Pharaoh Fatale or Pharaoh Femme Fatale and Chimeras, we are asked to hold it all, to hold the grief and the bliss together. And that's not easy to do. Trust me, I know. I personally know that's not easy. Or that's not simple. It's actually complex. And that's why the chimeras want us to claim that Pharaoh Fatale essence, archetypal presence, energy, blueprint within us. So we are able as sacred women to hold it all. So right now we can actually feel the potential that there is in the field. We can feel the power of the times we are living and simultaneously grieve all that is unfolding in the world. But which one do we choose to feed? Which one? Which aspect of this reality do we want to birth and co-create? So there is a lot of noise going on out there. And I myself sometimes get caught up in this noise, you know. Don't think that that's not happening, because it's actually happening. And I can clearly see that I'm actually just entering a field that feeds off the energy that I might emanate when I'm worrying, when I am wondering what's gonna be, when I'm questioning. So it's a dance that we must learn to navigate, to feel, right? Because we are asked to water the land, right? So what is below can rise again. And watering the land very practically means to feel what hasn't been felt, because we have been, as a society, conditioned, purposely pushed on not feeling things and just living in a mental and yeah, sometimes it's just too hard to feel. And I agree. I don't disagree with that. But in order for what is below to rise again, from a positive perspective, from not such a positive perspective, in fact, it has been happening. So look, all those things that are coming to the surface, all those shadows, all those, you know, hidden secrets that for some of us were not hidden because we might have been victims of it. For some of us, it has not been hidden because we were part of the conspiracy, you know, people that actually were aware of it. For some of us, it's, you know, it's not new because we have lived and experienced that. But it's coming to the surface. I mean, we have, I've been witnessing this increasing amount of shadow coming into light, and it's very painful. So in different parts, especially in Brazil now, you have a lot of violence against women, that it's really crazy, the things that are happening, you know, and violence against animals and all of that. And the truth is that it always happened. It did. It's not something that it's happening now because we have those Mother F's red pill BS. No. This has been happening systematically for thousands of years. Violence against women, children, animals, violence, wars, period, have been happening. But now there are the things that have been hidden that are being exposed. So there are those things that are rising from below, from the collective consciousness, you know, from the hidden, from the wasteland, right? So when you water the land, when we individually give ourselves permission to feel, to learn how to navigate those feelings, those waters which are feeling, then we begin to water the land of our inner landscapes. And then we are also watering the land, right? The collective landscape that has been barren because the feminine has been suppressed and distorted. And this is not just the feminine in women, this is the feminine in man as well. But of course, the focus here is the feminine as women. Women have been suppressed. Women have been systematically pushed away from their power, from their voice, from their wisdom. And that has damaged all of us, women and men and children. So, with that being said, the watering the land is not just love and light. Watering the land, it's actually allowing all that has been hidden, even what has been demonized when it comes to women's empowerment, women's voice, women's mythology. That's what my work is about with the chimeras, with Sekhmet, with the pharaoh femme fatale, is taking all that is demonized and forbidden and taboo and watering that, so then the truth can rise again. And then that, it's what we really need to understand, is that in order for the blossoming flowers of this new era where harmony, where Ma'at rules. So Ma'at is the cosmic harmony. So where cosmic harmony is the norm, is the blueprint, when the real original blueprint of life within our very DNA and within the core of Mother Earth, within the core of the galaxy can actually, we need to be courageous as fuck to be able to feel it all, to be able to even navigate those territories where the doomsday, the apocalyptic narrative and timeline unfolds. But it doesn't. It doesn't. I know it doesn't. No matter what others will say, that's not unfolding in the timeline that I am choosing to co-create and birth. And I'm sure if you're here with me, it's the same for you. So the other day I found the video, not to get carried away, but just to share this. I saw a video on Instagram, and it was a woman who claims to be a feminine mystery teacher. I don't know exactly what word she describes, and and it was just so clear to see that. And then she had this very catchy video where she was like showing herself almost like as an oracle, which we all are as women. And if we have been, consciously and active, journeying with the feminine, then let me rephrase that. Every woman is an oracle. Not every woman is embodying her oracle nature. And then there are women who might claim from the spiritual, metaphysical field that they are embodying, but they're not. There are not embodying their oracle. They're mentally thinking they are, and then they're channeling, but they're not channeling from the wisdom of the body. They're just listening to external sources, which is always, leaves room for weird energies might be, able to interfere. So, but this is a completely other conversation, how to be an oracle and to listen to externally the trees, the rocks, the ancestors, different deities, but actually from your body and not just externally. But this is something that I teach in my containers, and it's not something to be speak about it here. But back to the story. So this woman, didn't use the word oracle, but she was presenting herself that way clearly, and then she said, oh, because I saw, the what's gonna happen. And then she went like giving different pieces about what she saw that's gonna happen. And what she saw that's gonna happen, that's what the powers that be wants to happen, right? And guess what? They need us for that to happen. They need our feelings, emotions, our energy to feel their timeline. So I know how powerful I am. And I know how powerful we are. So I refuse to feed that timeline. I refuse, because I know I am here. And I'm not being delusional or bypassing. I'm very aware what's happening. I am putting my toes in and out from time to time in what's happening. And at times, I also feel despair. And I also feel, well, what is the reason to carry on? But every time I get to that place, I'm being hijacked. My energy is being stolen. I know it. I feel it. And that's actually part of what I do as an oracle, as a mistress of bliss, as a mistress of sacred lands. I enter the field so I can then create a roadmap out of the field or to the field when we're talking about, empowering things. So I tell you, no. Those agendas that people are out there speaking, they're actually not what I and you choose to come here for. That's the key. We chose to be here for these times because my becoming, my remembrance, my unfolding, it's weaved in the tapestry, in the fabric of life, and it becomes a node, a code in the greater web, where others that are ready to also ignite that remembrance can do so. And then we continue to weave a new tapestry in that, through that way of feeling it all, but not staying there. That's a difference. And obviously this is not for everyone, because it's not a simple job to do, right? But what is extremely important is to know what world, what reality do I want? Not what I'm being told, oh, because the war is gonna do this, that, and the other, and oh, you should leave this place, you should go to that place. Well, you should. If you feel the calling to another place, you should definitely go. But if you're called to be in a certain place right now, you're called to be there. Obviously, no one's talking about, danger zones, but still, if that's your calling, that's your calling. And again, I'm not generalizing here because this conversation here is not for everyone, unfortunately. This is just for the women. And if there's any men that will listen to this, I'm speaking directly to women. You can just take what I'm saying and, you know, just kind of adjust to you as a man. But my people are the women. So I speak, you know, with focus to that. And that's actually a key point here is us women that are called to lead the way forward, to birth the way forward through our becoming, through our remembrance. What I am calling the Pharaoh Fatale resurgence, by resurging that Pharaoh fierce, ecstatic, radiant, alchemical, liberated lineages that is within you and that can support your becoming and your blossoming so you can take stage of what you're here for. I know I was born for these times. I'm not here because I needed to come here. No, I'm here because I responded to the calling of Gaia. I am here to birth a new era. And that means that I will have to feel the full spectrum of being human. And it's fucking hard. It's fucking difficult at times. Many times I just want to crawl in bed and stay there. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But there are moments where the fire burns so strong inside of me, and the currents, the waters of feminine creation flows through me. And I know that I'm here for right now, that I'm here for these times. So with that being said, let's just have a moment of respect and reverence to the beings, the elemental beings, the dragons of creation, the eco-ancestors, our ancestors, the lineages we're part of. I have here rue, which is it's my favorite plant, grandmother rue. I grew up with her. And here I have two versions of her. One from my motherland, Brazil, and then one from my homeland, Anatolia. And then I have Rose from Egypt. I have Artemisia from Egypt, Artemisia judaica from the Sinai Desert, and then I have bay leaves from my land here in Anatolia as well. So all from the lands of chimeras, territories of chimeras. So I invite you to just feel their presence. It smells so divine. And then I have from Mesopotamia this cologne, which is saffron and amber, is really divine. Really divine. And I want to add it here just to bring this, this blend. And then I water my own land. With this powerful cologne. That it smells so divine. Ichi ichi kuta ishakumaya. Ichi ichi kuta ishakumaya. Ichi ichi kuta ishakumaya. Emrachma. 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 From my heart womb bliss to yours.